I'm going to be describing and detailing my Plotly data visualization dashboard, which implements my data from my consumer segmentation project into a nice user interactive interface. So let's take a look at the histogram first. So the histogram, it's somewhat like a or bar plot, right? But for the y-axis, it displays the count or the frequency of x-axis. So in this case, we have a different couple variables here. And first, let's take a look at the year birth. So the birth year, this just showcases the year in which the consumer was. And we can notice here, right, that the range of common birth years is probably going to be around 1950 to around 1988. And the most frequent birth year is 1970 71. So this gives some more detail into the average age of our consumer group and how old they are. So let's take a look at education next. And education has four different bins, and these symbolize the different type of diploma or degree they receive. And these are high school, undergraduate, PhD, and master's degree. And we can notice from this histogram that the most common degree type to actually have for a consumer is the undergraduate. So next we could take a look at marital status, and this feature also has four different attributes, and this could be single, married, divorced, or widow. And we take a look, and the consumers are somewhat split, right? There's a tiny bit more that are single, and then it's followed by married, divorced, and widow. And we can also take a look at income too. And income is going to be one of our main features we're going to be diving into for this study. And we could also take a look at this histogram, and it's looking like a somewhat normal distribution. And this has been proved in the technical paper for further analysis and clustering. And we also have days since last purchase. And we can take a look at here, and the recency is pretty much a uniform distribution across all consumers. And then we have four more attributes, and these all showcase the number of purchases, whether it be deal purchases, web purchases, catalog, or store purchases. So we take a look at number of deal purchases, and we take a look here, and we notice that most of the consumers used one deal for overall, and then it's somewhat of an exponential decrease. And we can take a look at the number of web purchases as well, and people are active on the website, as we can see. Most consumers have actually purchased one or more products, right? And we can take a look at the catalog purchases as well. And we could take a look here, and we notice that maybe catalog purchases aren't the most popular because most consumers have not purchased out of the catalog. So this might give some more insight into which will locate proper marketing funds and to what revenue stream. So next we have the number of store purchases, right? And this is looking like the most popular form of purchasing method for this business, as most consumers have purchased two or more times from the physical store. So maybe some more marketing funds can be allocated to this purchase stream. And then we also have the scatter plot. And this scatter plot is going to be showcasing the income of a certain consumer versus the total amount they spend in a subcategory. And these subcategories follow as fruits, meat, fish, sweet, and gold products. So if we take a look here, we can notice that throughout all of these sub purchases, there is a great density at the bottom where the income is, or the income variance is great, but the total amount spent is minimal. So maybe in future clustering, we should be accounting for this group as well. And as we just go through the subcategories, we can take a look here and see the distributions. And we could also take a look at the total purchases category as well. And this is uh, all of these subcategories aggregated together into one feature. And we can take a look here, and at the general scope, we can notice that there is a very high density, as we said before, where the income variance is great, but the total amount spent is minimal. So once again, we might want to focus on that as a possible consumer segment. All right, so let's take a look at k-means clustering. And k-means was the first clustering algorithm that I've used to categorize consumers into separate segmentations. And here we could actually cluster all of these subgroups and also the aggregated total group as well. So we could take a look at wines first and fruits. And for this, I'm using a cluster amount of 5, and this is because I found out that through the elbow method that 5 clusters is the optimal amount which should be used. So then we have meat, fish, sweet, and gold products, and we also have the total purchases as well. But however, k-means doesn't actually account for any density in the scatter plot. So it's not going to actually form non-elliptical clusters, which we're going to need. So in this case, I actually figured out that Gaussian mixture model is going to be the most appropriate model to use in this case because yes, it does assign well. First, it has a n amount of components, right? And each of those components represents a separate Gaussian distribution. And all of the points in that Gaussian distribution are assigned a probability of actually being included in that specific Gaussian distribution, unlike another one. So let's take a look at here, right? Let's take a look at the GMM clustering of these subgroups. So what we could take a look at already, right, is that previously mentioned high density group where the income variance is high, but the total amount spending is minimal. And in each of these subgroups, that is focused as a specific cluster. So in that case, maybe some marketing campaigns such as a welcome back deal, a discount, or something along the sorts would be the best fitted for that group for the maximum ROI and click through and conversion rates on the campaign. And we could also see this in the total purchases, right? We could see that, yes, that density group has been classified as a cluster by itself. So, yeah, that is my Plotly data visualization dashboard, and thank you.